OCO, everyone. I'm sound good right here. We good? The mic sound good? OCO, thank you all for coming out. I'm just testing this mic real quick so I can move on to testing everything. You know how I do when in live streaming. It's only me. So I just want to make sure everything good. We good? We good? Okay. Loud and clear. All right, cool. What's going on? Let me drop a bomb for y'all. I appreciate y'all coming out. A lot to talk about tonight. I can't wait. Thank you all for joining. Shout out to those that have became members. Chuck Jones, I appreciate that. Somebody else just became a member before you, and I don't know why that notification is not on my screen. Chuck Jones, I appreciate that. Oh, I see Mississippi in the house. East Oakland in the house. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What up, Cali? Minnesota in the house. Queen Sade, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. Hampton, VA in the building. Minnesota in the building, heavy. Tampa, Florida, what's going on? Houston, Texas in the house. New York in the house. Atlanta in the house. Orlando, Florida in the house. What's that? West Las Vegas in the house. St. Louis in the house. Nashville, Tennessee in the house. Sacramento, California. What's going on, y'all? Dallas, Texas in the house. London, UK in the house. What up, London? Long Island, New York in the house. What up? Chi-Town in the house. What's going on, Chi-Town? Priscilla, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Boston in the house. Richmond, VA. VA, what up, VA? Charlotte, North Carolina in the house. What up, North Carolina? Mississippi in the house. What up, Mississippi? Bama, Alabama in the house. What's going on, Alabama? Hey. Nevada in the house. Memphis in the house. What up, Memphis? Philadelphia in the house. Tennessee in the house. New Jersey in the house. Hey. Arizona in the house. What's going on? Chi-Town in the house. Brooklyn. What up, Brooklyn? DMV, that's DC, Maryland, and Virginia in the house. What's going on? Hey. Oh, I turned it down by mistake. Everything live, baby. Miami in the house. Woo, Miami. I wonder what y'all weather looking like right now. That's probably crazy right now. Y'all shining over there in Miami. All that sun y'all getting. Y'all walking outside with beach gear right now, ain't you? I'm jealous. It's all good. Michigan in the house. Louisiana in the house. Vegas in the house. The Real Birdman Jr. has become a member. I appreciate that. Rashida and Lania, I appreciate y'all for I think y'all posted how long y'all been members. I appreciate that. Thank you. 16 months and 33 months. I appreciate that, y'all. That's heavy right there. I love y'all sisters for that. Pittsburgh, PA in the building. Who that? Bama, Alabama in the house. Dallas in the house. Yeah. Illinois in the house. Man. Hold up. I don't know. Hold on. Who that? That's Alabama. That's Texas. Something went fastest. Okay, here it go. Oh, so we got some chickamaugas in the house right now. What's going on, family? How y'all doing? Mississippi, Killeen, Texas, St. Louis, Tennessee, Montgomery, Alabama, Creek, Cherokee in the house. What's going on? Shout out your family. DMV in the house. You already know what's going on. What up, DC, Maryland, and Virginia? Hey. Brooklyn, Cali, Minnesota, Barbados in the house. What's going on, Barbados? Birmingham, Alabama, Catawba in the house. What up, family? How y'all doing? Kentucky in the building. Was that Kansas City? Choctaw in the building. Cherokee in the building. Hold up. Connecticut in the building. This thing jumped real quick. Florida, Alabama, Blackfoot in the house. Wisconsin in the house. London, UK in the house. Ty, I appreciate that. Thank you for becoming a member. Man, hold up. This chat. Hold up. Oh, there you go. Barbara Ryson in the house right now. What's going on? Salute to the elder. Pensacola, Florida. Pensacola, Florida. I hope I pronounced that right. Cherokee, Blackfeet. Hey. Roy, thank you for being a member. 17 months. He said, Arkansas. Shout out to Arkansas. Atlanta, Georgia in the house. They changed Nat Turner on Google. There you go. I wonder why. I ain't wondering. Some people should be though. Harlem and why? Oh, what up, Harlem? What up, Harlem? I love Harlem. Greenwood, South Carolina in the house. I was wondering what South Carolina was at. Connecticut in the building. What up, Connecticut? Pontiac, Michigan in the house. Georgia in the house. What's that? Columbia, Georgia? Oh, is that Mexico? Mexico in the building. Memphis Teen in the house. Arizona in the house. Charleston, South Carolina in the house. Ketawa in the house. What up? That's family right there. Somebody gifted. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I appreciate that, sister. Mohawk gifted 5 memberships. That's amazing. That means people can pick up those gifts and become members. That's fire right there. I'm dropping a bomb for you, sister. I appreciate that. Seminoles in the house. Yeah, I know what that means, right? We're gonna have to change up that language. Upstate New York in the house. Houston, Texas in the house. Indianapolis in the house. South Haven, Mississippi in the house. What that say? Raleigh, North Carolina in the house. Austin, Texas in the house. What's going on, y'all? Y'all deep in here. London, I see you, London. P-Town, New Jersey. What up, New Jersey? Charleston in here. Gullah Geechee in here. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to the Gullahs and the Geechees. Las Vegas, they in the house. ATL in the building. Chi-Town in the building. Charlotte, North Carolina in the building. What's going on, y'all? Syracuse, Tallahassee. Listen to the names, y'all. We got indigenous names everywhere. Milwaukee. Come on, y'all. This all indigenous names. Who that? Kalahari, I appreciate that, brother. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I appreciate that. Thank you. Leroy in the house. What up, Leroy? Thank you for becoming a member. Choctaw, Montana in the building. What's going on? Hey. Ricky Cherry in the house. What up, brother? How's it going? You know my bro Levante in the building. Nah, the motherland ain't Africa. They know better than that. That's their motherland. This mama over here for us. Hold on, let me switch screens.
OCO, freethinkers. You're now tuned into the realest historian on the planet.
Big brother, he is raising some serious questions.
He's here to make you think.
What I'm trying to do is get our people to understand that we have been lied to all the way around about our history. Can you name any other group of people, no matter their skin complexion, that are being labeled primarily as the name of two continents? Not two countries, two continents. That is called a misnomer, which is the act of applying a wrong name to some person or thing.
The best teacher you wished you had in school. Have your pens and paper handy and get ready to take notes.
I want y'all to check out somebody named Dane Calloway.
Dane Calloway?
Look into Dane Calloway. He has a lot of information about how this whole shit was told in reverse. Okay, where they say, oh, we came from Africa over here. No, a lot of us was already here.
And information that was put together by a man by the name of Dane Calloway, who is also questioning the slave trade. And he's done some remarkable videos on the history of the slave trade in the United States. And he's gone back down the food chain and gone back down the line, and he's realized that a lot of the so-called African Americans in the United States are not African at all. They're actually Native Americans, because the slave trade did not happen the way we were told that it happened.
It's Dane Calloway.
Dane Calloway. Go and watch this man's channel, man. This dude is phenomenal, and he don't get the accolade and his flowers right now. You know what I'm saying? Because this dude gives some powerful information, some common sense. Go dig deep and research. Maybe even have to spend a couple dollars on research if you truth seeking. Not fact checking, truth seeking. Because there's a difference.
It's Dane Calloway on I'm Just Here to Make You Think Radio.
Turn
turn it up. Look, 100 years after 100 years, they done lied to us about this and that. Told us all we from Africa. I made fiction characters turn into facts. Heard your time and then it was not. Knowing goddamn well that trick was capped. My wife and I wrote a book about it. It's a book with knowledge, evidence, and fact. And my other book got them haters shook, cause it's helping my people take a closer look at their backgrounds in the background, showing my people where they supposed to look. Showing my people where they get it from, where they hit it from, all sorts of angles. When it comes to this research, you must please first. Don't trust strangers. Find out all of your own. That's what I highly recommend and suggest. And if you're looking for answers and content about me, I highly recommend you the best. Which is my website at the link you see just across the screen. Don't let it miss you. I make it simple. I double down on that black and white. It's so official.
Hold up. Nah. Let me see some feathers, some turtles, some bow and arrows. Blow this chat up, y'all. Come on, y'all. Let's do this. Blow this chat up. Let them know we here, y'all. This for y'all. This ain't for me. This for y'all. Hey, look. Ain't no chucking, no jiving, no ducking, no hiding, no telling on people that's under assignment. Those are them people that fucked up our climate, changing up everything so you can't find it. Let's focus on people to focus on people, cause most of our people lose hope for our people. We choking the fan by revoking my people. We selling the fan, not promoting my people. You woke up today, it be different tomorrow. Stop or to follow with Lee Leonardo. Police killing innocent like it's their motto. How much more time we gon' take this to sorrow? How many times we go marching for peace? We still got black people that die in the streets. From your brothers or racist police. The wars, none us is them races elite. Brother, wake up. Sister, wake up. This ain't nothing but shit they made up. Religion is here to manipulate minds. Only books slave masters gave us to read. Only books slave masters gave us to teach. Only books slave masters gave us to preach. Only books slave masters gave us some peace. What they have heaven here on earth. Wake up. Pick your cape up. Pick your face up. This a shake up. No time for makeup. Injustice is a white supremacy. You both affect the melanated people too much. I'ma keep raising my fist to the sky. I'ma keep raising my fist to the sky. This ain't for everybody. This is only for them conscious melanated people. Yes, sir. What my okay, there you go. Yeah. We got more heat coming too. Hey, look, let me tell y'all, let me start like this. Let me tell y'all something right now, man. They playing games with me right now. Thinking they about to try to take me down and try to shut me up, y'all. Real talk. Like I don't do no talking. I just let the work do the talking. But they trying. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They really trying. People putting up a whole bunch of stuff, try to slow me down, you know, trying to stop me, and you not going to stop me from telling the truth to my people, no matter who like it or not. And I know y'all watching. I know y'all watching. I know y'all watching. They mad over there on TikTok. They even mad on YouTube. They mad on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I'm like, for what? For what? All I'm doing is telling the truth. But I got something for that tale today. We gonna get into a couple things. Talking about a couple of things. This might be a little lengthy. I'm not even going because it's a couple things we got to make clear here. I saw, you know, a few folks was talking about the people that are being misrepresented as far as us is concerned, as far as the misclassification is concerned. Our people are bringing up these issues on all these social media sites. And other people got a problem with that because it's exposing those other people's people, their ancestors. But that's not our fault. Anytime somebody else or another group of people speak up for themselves, everybody shine a light on them and pay attention to them and try to resolve the issue. But when they come to us, oh no, that person did blah, blah, blah. And it's a lot of our own people. And that's another thing, y'all. It's a lot of our own people getting in the way. It's a lot of our own people getting in the way of us not only alerting everybody of who we are, but trying to make changes. On another note, speaking of changes, on another note, I'm gonna come back to that, but on another note, if you do not have the link to the Discord server, that's the app that I'm utilizing for the 13%. That is a community server. This is for all of us. Listen to me closely. I'm not going to state the plans on this platform. If you want to get with me or people like me and you want to do things where we make things happen, you have to join the Discord server. Join the 13% community. Do not hesitate. It's over 5,000 people in there right now. The more, the better. If you come up in there and start stating what you could do, what you could bring to the table, a couple of things are being set up. I'm really not trying to get into that right now, but I'm going to state a few things where a couple of things are set up where you could alert our community what you could bring to the table, what could you do to help us as a community. It will be like an application, for lack of better words here, but that will show everybody, look, this is what I could do. The next person, this is what I could do. The next person, this is what I could do. So we could start putting the pieces of the puzzle together and start making stuff happen. Moves are already happening. Land is being bought. Buildings are being built. We're not waiting around asking for people for money neither. We're not on YouTube begging for donations, begging for this, begging for that. We're not doing that. It's people out here that want to get stuff done. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm right there with them. Right there with them. Now, of course, I'm doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? So, it's time consuming, but I'm willing to put the time to the side for the right group of people to make things happen. It's not about just talk all the time, y'all. It's not. We got to get stuff happening. We got to put the wheels in motion. We got to be the engine. Since we the engine anyway, INJUN. Since we the engine anyway, you understand what I'm saying? Nothing moves without us moving first. Nothing. And the alternator or the battery that moves our engine is our mindset. You understand what I'm saying? It's our mindset. So when it comes to unifying, when anybody say they want to unify, make sure they unify within the mindset first. If they unify within the mindset, there's no way they're going to out-chess us on a chessboard. There's no way. And we could go down a list of the reasons why. We could start at population count. But everybody want to talk about reparations and move on to that note. And yes, this government owes us way more than just the check. Yes, they do. But how long are you willing to wait for that to happen? I'm not me. I'm not trying to wait. And it's a lot of people, even those that are, and I want to let y'all know right now, those that are 50 years old and up are on my side. Just as well as those are 50 years old and up that's all over the place trying to knock me down. But you can't. You're not going to stop me. You're not going to stop us. This is for us, not for me. That's the difference. Y'all in there doing it for y'all and not my people. Let me not even associate us with them. My people. I'm gonna say it that way. We doing it for a totally different cause. And we don't have to create some Masonic organization, for example, in order for us to prevail, in order for us to excel, in order for us to overexceed. We don't have to be down what y'all call, with the small hats. We don't got to be down with them in order for us to come up. I'm going to say this over and over and over again because everybody's looking for solutions, and I know I've been handing them out left and right of what we should be doing or what we could do, what we should be doing, what we could do, what the end result could be. There's a lot of possibilities, but everybody latching on to the old stuff. Leave the old stuff to the old stuff. For example, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, our people were prospering. I'm not going to get into it. You know how I am. I'm not going to get into it, but I just want y'all to know that something happened to our people that were prospering, not only in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but a lot of other states where they had the so-called Negro Wall Streets. What took place? What stopped us from excelling? What was inserted into our communities to separate us? Now, throughout my entire channel, I dropped each and every point. Not only just the bombs. Hold up, y'all. I'm looking at the chat. Not only just the bombs. It was a lot of sellouts, a lot of agents, a lot of moles, thank you, a lot of religion, a lot of drugs. I could agree with that. It was a whole lot just to separate us. Do you know that means that we are powerful when we're together? Powerful. And you know what's sad? Every time, when I pull up my Instagram and I pull up my TikTok and I look at my people, and my people are promoting having single family homes, like where it's just the mother, for example, or just the father, for example, raising children on their own. They're promoting that. And not only that, it's radio stations like The Breakfast Club putting up polls of what people should do as far as, or should they stay single for the rest of their life or should they be married? They encouraging, listen y'all, they are encouraging separation of our families. This is horrible, y'all. That's an attack on us. And a lot of our youngins, they coming up and thinking that's the way they should go. They shouldn't trust a man, or they shouldn't trust a man that looked like them, for example. They shouldn't trust a woman, or trust a woman that looked like them. And then you wonder why certain people go outside of their race to date and marry and lay down and have their children with. Now, I'm not here to judge anybody for doing that. If you want to do that, you can find love in anybody. That's not my thing. My thing is, why separate us when we were already together? Already together, I'm talking about, it was no such thing as head of household. It was mother, father, and children. There was no such thing as head of household. You know that's a law, right? I put this out already. That is a law. Like, for example, when you get married, why do you have to sign paperwork? Why does the government have to acknowledge that you married that person? Ooh, when you in love with that person. Why the government always gotta dictate what's, it's legit, it's on paper now? Why? Who gave them the right? Who gave them the right? I'm trying to calm down. Who gave them the right to dictate our lives? And y'all not seeing that they dictate in our lives because some of our people got comfortable. They don't realize that this is war, God damn it, war against our people. We are the only group of people where they purposely changed our classification of race numerous times. Nobody can state that. So just off of that fact alone, nobody is in our same predicament, whether if they live in America or not. Ain't nobody going through that. Now, the people that did go through that, which were a derogatory term Bantu, was thrown on some South Africans. And they stood up for themselves. I put this on camera. I showed y'all this. And said, no, that's not who we are. This is not our people. In fact, get out of our government, get off of our lands. They took everything back over. The apartheid was over. They couldn't do nothing about it. And the ones that came running over here, which were called the Afrikaners that speak Afrikaans, like them pan goofies be saying that they Africans, they don't even use that term. Somebody of Dutch descent uses that term and refer to themselves as that. The only reason why so-called Africans come over here and say that they are African is because they speak English and better stay in line, because they don't want to lose their nationality ID, green card, depending on the situation. But you won't ever catch an authentic African going to Africa and calling themselves Africans. Ever. They're going to refer to themselves as who they are, in which we should. And this is the reason why the people that's watching my channel, I'm telling y'all, they're watching my channel. They're trying to stop it. And that's not going to happen. But the reason why is because I'm putting out in the forefront, me and some other people that are on YouTube. Shout out to y'all as well. I'm going to drop a bomb, for y'all. Y'all doing y'all thing. It's up, man. They are mad because we are showing up and proving to our people that we were always here. But all of a sudden, everybody got a problem with that. Just because we proved that we were always here. We ain't come off no slave ship, nothing. They got a problem with that. That should let you know. Red flag. Red flag. Because anytime somebody telling the truth, other people are going to have a problem with it, regardless of their skin complexion, because they don't want that truth out. This is the reason why I'm willing to work with more than just my own particular race. Because at this point, at this time, I took something from Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. What I did take from them is that the people that they were willing to work with was all people that are for all people, but that know that the focus is on our people, because we were brought down purposely. And those that are willing to assist, it doesn't matter their skin complexion. Those are our brothers and sisters, and stand up for what's right. They are standing up for what's right. Now, if they are tied to an organization or something like that, that's something different. Especially if it's an organization that's set out to do wrong against our own people. But it's people contacting me from all over the place. From fire department to somebody in the government, whispering, like, look, Dane, I'm proud of what you're doing. We want to get out of this situation too. I see what you're doing. It's people at the Library of Congress like, Dane, I pulled this up. I'm not going to state no names. Matter of fact, let me stop saying that. I'm going a little too far. But it's people that's reaching out that's legit, that want to change this. Teachers, professors, anthropologists. You could go down a list. Genealogists, doctors, nurses. But it is about building. But it's not about building as in a group of people get a chance to sit at a table and talk. We're past that. We're past that. Now it's action, 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 action. You understand what I'm saying? Action gotta happen. Because these foreigners came over here and helped other foreigners to come over here. Because these foreigners came over here in order to help other foreigners to come over here. Regardless if they were sentenced to transportation or not, they gave them a silver platter with silverware blinging before the sun hit it and handed it to them and said, look, we're going to look out for you. Don't worry about the indigenous people of this land. We got them under control. I know that's their land, but that's their land temporarily. We're going to take over that by way of paperwork. Don't you worry. We're going to help out you and your family. Bring them all. This is what we have to eliminate. And it's beyond talking. It's beyond going to Congress asking for a handout, a congressional meeting. It's beyond that. Those people don't relate to you. So what makes you think that they're going to sit and listen and care? And care. Everything you spit into them is going in one ear and out the other. And out of the other. When you in the street, you yelling, screaming, you putting up signs and you marching, stating chants. And everybody grew, it could be 50,000 of y'all. What was the end result? For example, what was the end result of the Million Man March? And I was there. What was the end result? A whole bunch of people got together. Okay, that looked good. And then what? And then what? Let's be real. Let's be real. No, Dane, come on. But Dane, don't put down the other leaders. I'm not putting down no leaders. I'm just letting you know that some of them ain't need to be leading. Even Martin Luther King told you he led his own people to a what? A burning house. In other words, he led them to something that he shouldn't have. Meaning that he put his faith in that government, thinking that the government was going to change for our benefit. He made a mistake. He straight up said he thought that everything was going to go well by causing all this ruckus non-violently. And it turned, that killed him. Not only him, it killed his mom. They tried to get rid of his whole family. Just because he was telling the truth about what the government did to our people. They killed him and his mother. They not telling you that they killed his mother. They tried to kill his wife, his daughter. They tried to kill his family for that, y'all. They got rid of Malcolm X and dared Malcolm X's family to say something. That's not how it's supposed to be. This is the reason why my last video I told y'all that we have to also set standards where we ain't gonna tolerate no. I hope I ain't hit this off. Okay, well I'm hitting the table. Hold on, y'all. Well, we ain't gonna tolerate no disrespect from no individual or organization, including the government. See? Including the government. Yeah, they killed some of Malcolm's family as well. They did. But they were lining Martin Luther King's family up because everybody knew what was going on. He backed away from Christianity because of that. And well, I'm not trying to say that Malcolm backed away from Islam, but damn near. He was like, hold up, because something ain't right here. Yeah, his grandson. And his grandson was, I'm going to tell you, his grandson was about to put a book out that was going to expose the Nation of Islam. That's why. Just about to put the book out. And it was white folks helping him. That same person that was about to, authorize that publishing of that book came to me. I know who that person is. I ain't gonna say nothing else. But yeah, that's why they got rid of him, because of the book that he was about to put out. You understand what I'm saying? Anytime somebody, see, this is what I'm saying. We get attacked, right? Okay, we get attacked. But that does not stop the movement. Like, it's been years since Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, for example. We are still in the same predicament, a tad bit better, but we still hollering equality. 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 Your skin complexion doesn't make you any different from anybody else that either shares the same skin complexion or doesn't. A skin complexion does not determine a person's intelligence, does not determine a person's mentality, does not determine a person's aura. The color of someone's skin is only being judged by those that judge themselves for what they can't do for themselves. So they will try to put people up under them to make it seem as if they are above them. That's an illusion. Then they twist the narrative up so much to make it seem as if those same people that they claim that are up under them are included with them. The illusion of inclusion. As if we are on the same playing level in their mindset. But that's a game. That's a game. And anytime somebody like me tell this truth, oh, we're conspiracy theorists, we're this and we're that, they come up with a bunch of excuses and purposely missing the point. Ain't Ned Pan Goofy Pro Goofy come out and change anything for our people. The only thing that I could recall that they have done is taken our people's money and pocket it for themselves. They did not put it back to the community. Not one time. All these activists, for example, what did Black Lives Matter do for our people? Thank you, Levante. What did the HBCUs do for our people? Come on. Well, are we gonna wait another year for some unforeseen group to pop up and we make it happen? Oh, they did the most shouting on social media. Oh, well, so let's support them. Let's get behind them, y'all. It makes sense. No, it don't. It don't. And look, the people that started Black Lives Matter organization were foreigners. And all three of them girls got bread, including the guy. And left. George Soros saw an opening and said, let me insert my agenda right there. Racial divide. That they always promote racial divide. What do you think the civil rights movement was about? It's happening all the time. And they do it all, and it's so convenient. They do it around voting time. And then they was blaming the president. They was blaming President Trump for all that stuff that happened in the Capitol. While the Capitol Police was helping them come into that building. Opening up gates, showing them what stuff is, telling them, oh, not that room, go in this room. All that's on camera. It's all an act. It's an act. I said it that you could go on my channel. The video is still up. I said it the day it happened. It's an act. It's BS. Bad sociology. They want to get into your mindset. That's their way to control the narrative. But since they can't control y'all and me and people like us, they want to belittle us to the ground. They want to say they come up with a bunch of lies, a bunch of slander. Oh, I know this person. I know. No, you don't. None of them people know me from a can of paint. Ain't met me a day in their life. If they met me, they'd be scared of me. Just because of my height and what my arms look like. They would try to hush real quick just because they think I might swing on them. They cowards, in other words. Cowards. They get behind keyboards and all that stuff and talk a whole lot and don't say nothing in person. They tried to lie and say I was married to a white woman. They came up with a bunch of stuff, a bunch of lies. The people that suing me now, lying. Somebody sent out a fake copyright strike, lying. They trying to, I'm telling you, it ain't gonna work. It don't matter what moves you pull. It ain't gonna work. By the grace of Big Chief, the Creator, and my ancestors, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere.
It's up.
I'm here. I'm here. And I know what I got to do. And it ain't for no organization, no group, no, none of that. What I got to do is for my people who are authentic about doing something for our people. Regardless if you like it or not. See, why are you so concerned about what we got going on? That's how you know they scared. That's how you know we telling the truth. They listening in, writing it down. I hope he says a plan. And the people that be like, I don't bring up solutions, all they trying to do is write it down so they can run and say that they made it up. I made that solution first. I made that video first. I did that research first. That's what they trying to do. Come up with lies. You ain't make up nothing first. You ain't come up with nothing first. You lying. Everybody looking for clout. That's what they doing. Clout. I don't need that. You need that. That means that the only thing that validates you is people that allegedly watch you. What validates me is me and my ancestors. I've been validated before I hit social media. This was a spiritual awakening for me, just like how it is for millions of others. Millions of others. 2.7 million subscribers, and now I'm down to 500,000. In 3 days, I showed y'all this. Why you gotta unsubscribe people? Why the notifications ain't coming out? And look, it ain't just the tube. It was Patreon. It was other entities all in the mix. And the people that was trying to sue me ain't think I had attorneys on deck. They was trying to win by default. My attorneys popped up and said, What you lying about? They want me to worry. I'm not worried. For what? I got an entire army with me, physically, spiritually, mentally. I don't need that. I don't need to worry. Worry for what? We got things to do. I'm on a whole nother plane when it comes to this mindset. And there's other people that think just like me, and we getting together. Regardless if you like it or not, you can't stop it. We got to take Turtle Island back for our ancestors' sake. Our ancestors left a lot of stuff, a lot of clues behind for us to decode. We got things to do. We are not going to stop because your feelings getting hurt because we telling the truth. We are not going to stop because there's too many people learning the truth and you didn't want that to happen. We're not going to stop because it exposes you and your folks and their agenda and your agenda, and y'all losing money. We're not going to stop.
It's up.
We ain't going to stop.
It's go time, Slim.
Now, what I'm going to show y'all is something that they didn't want y'all to see. Again. And I want to, oh no, hold on. Before I show that video, I want to show this video. I already got it pulled up. I want to show this video first. Hold on. Because this particular video, a couple of people online was misinterpreting what I stated in this video. So I'm going to make this perfectly clear. And ain't gonna be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm pretty sure you watching. This video. I did this research, number one. My wife and I, we both did it actually. Let me be real here. We both did. In most cases, it's me and my wife doing the research anyway. Okay? I mean, this is not a joke.
Relax and take notes.
This is not a joke. We do this for real. This ain't no getting online and having 50, 60 million people on the panel arguing, bickering back and forth and ain't coming up to no solution. But wanna debate this person, wanna debate that person. Nah, this ain't that. This is real work. Hold on. Let's play this now. Americans have been told that the monument was based on an idea crafted and drawn by French sculptor Frederick Auguste Bartholdi in 1869. And according to some stories, that is partially true. Historical documents prove that Frederick is responsible for the creation of the statue in 1869. However, the initial idea of it is credited to a French abolitionist named Edward René de la Boule, who was the chairman of the French Anti-Slavery Society. Now, this particular portion of the story was later added well after the third rendition of the watercolor drawing was assembled and established as a life-size lighthouse and placed on the New York Harbor in 1886, so that Americans may assume that the original idea of the statue was all about the abolition of slavery in general, even before arriving on American shores. But that is far from the truth. The best bet to finding truthful information about this story is to turn to the actual location that French sculptor Frederick Auguste Bartholdi was born, and also to the places he visited in hopes of being hired in the field of his profession. According to the Haut-Rhine Departmental Educational Documentation Center, located in his hometown of Colmar, France. Now, this is exactly where I got this information from. It's not my fault that you can't find it. It's not my fault. Don't blame me because you can't find it. I did the research on it. And I'm showing you. Frederick Bartholdi was born on August 2nd, 1834, to a Protestant family where he studied designs and paintings as a child and eventually took architecture courses in Paris during his secondary studies period as a teenager. Although he was primarily known as a young sculptor and statuary, Bartholdi also produced various photographs, oil paintings, drawings, and watercolors during the early 1850s. According to the French edition of the book called Egypt, French Passion by author Robert Soule in 1855, the Ministry of Public Instruction charged Frederick Bartholdi with an official mission to Egypt. He leaves for Egypt with fellow European painters John Leon Jerome, Edward Murrer, Leon Belly, Eugene Deschaze, and Narcisse Berkshire. Their mission was to participate in the study of different populations living in Egypt while all studying Egypt's historical architecture. They were to draw, paint, and take photographs of the interesting things they witnessed during their short visit. On November 18, 1855, they disembarked from the boat nicknamed Osiris in the city of Alexandria. They rented a dahabeah, the Jafar Pasha, in order to travel up the Nile, making many stops along the way during their 15-day visit, immersing themselves in the country's views, admiring Thebes and its ancient remains. Bartholdi will bring back 200 calotypes. He favors views without a defined subject, dusty street corners, small merchants, boats, trees, and landscapes, and portraits of his companions on the boat going down the Nile, all with a very sure sense of composition. He also brings back many drawings. The imposing series of feminine women drawing water are so many allegories of river divinities, which perhaps inspired Bartholdi with his taste for fountains. Now, keep in mind, this is what they were saying right here. They were saying that. I'm just quoting that. Keep that in mind. End quote. In April 1865, Bartholdi traveled solo on his own expedition to Yemen. He stayed 57. There for 2 months before returning to France. During this time period, he produced many works, having been inspired by what he witnessed during his missionary travels. According to the book called Displaying the Orient, Architecture of Islam, again, this is another source, and they be lying, saying I don't put up my sources. Here go another one. At 19th Century World's Fairs by author and professor Zeynep Selik states, quote, although under the Ottoman suzerainty since 1517, Egypt acquired a semi-autonomous status in 1805 when Muhammad Ali was appointed governor. The status lasted until 1882, the date of the British occupation. Muhammad Ali initiated a series of military, economic, and administrative reforms, relying on the expertise of French and Italian advisors. These reforms were followed by legal and educational transformations and the development of infrastructure, paralleling the changes promoted by the Ottoman rulers. In Istanbul, in 1867, the Ottoman Sultan conferred on Ismail Pasha the title of Khedive, giving him a special position in the empire and allowing him to sign independent technical and economic agreements with foreign powers. Now, Ismail Pasha was the one that enlisted, I'm just letting you know straight up, and you're about to hear this, that enlisted Bartholdi to get this done. It was for another spot, and that's what you're going to hear. The 1867 Universal Exhibition in Paris was marked by important visits from Khedive Ismail Pasha of Egypt. What were the goals in visiting this exposition? Ismail Pasha pursued a Western model of progress and wanted to be recognized for his institutional reforms. Similarly, Ismail Pasha's goal was to demonstrate his alliance with Europe by announcing the modernizing transformations in his own country. Ismail Pasha was intent on reshaping their cities according to European models. According to European models, you need to keep that in mind. That ain't got nothing to do with our people in America. Stop lying. A goal reflected most dramatically in the physical transformation of Cairo. The city building in Cairo was comprehensive. Hold on, let me say this. So Cairo was, this was supposed to be the city that he was trying to turn into, look like Europe. This was his idea. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. A new quarter of Cairo, named Ismailiyah, after the Ismail Pasha, extended the city to the west with a design that superposed a pattern of radical streets on a grid. Long avenues ended in squares or round points. Monuments and buildings defined the ends of vistas. The model was once again Baron Haussmann's work in Paris. Indeed, French architects, landscape architects, and gardeners were commissioned to beautify Cairo. For Ismail Pasha, who had lived in France, the expedition was an occasion to catch up with the social and physical transformation of Paris. The whole thing. Quote. Now, at the 1867 Universal Exhibition, Egypt ruler Ismail Pasha took the unprecedented step to interview European sculptors for the purpose of placing monumental sculptures on the new streets of central Cairo. Upon his return to France, Frederick Bartholdi was commissioned to sculpt a statue of John Francis Champollion, an Egyptologist who was said to have deciphered the hieroglyphs on the Rosetta Stone. This statue was displayed in the Egyptian Pavilion at the 1867 Exposition Universal in Paris,
where
right the Viceroy of Egypt, Ismail Pasha, was impressed with the statue and praised Bartholdi for his works. He entrusted Bartholdi with the creation of a monument to be placed on the northern side of the Suez Canal in Port Said, so the inauguration was scheduled for the end of 1869. Now, what's important to note here. Look how that wasn't that long ago. This is look at that. 1869. That's what I'm saying. They acted like this. These records can't be pulled up. These things can't be pulled up. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. And they lying talking about some records stop at 1860. Some of them say 1830. That's a lie. So how they can tell you that you came off of a boat from Africa? How? Is how this particular part of the story was said to remain confidential, and that Americans must create their own version of the monument's backstory. And that's another thing. They didn't put this out in America, by the way. They didn't put this out in America. I'm telling you something that's not out in America. That's why you can't find it. Continuing on, Bartholdi hoped to build a colossal statue for an immense lighthouse as a personification of Egypt. It was to be a towering female fella dressed in Islamic-style clothing, holding up high a torch in one hand that would light up the entrance of the Suez Canal at dark. It was to be known as Liberty Enlightening the Orient, or Egypt Enlightening the Orient. So now you know. Now you know. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Referencing the progress of Egypt, which I will break down even further here in a minute. In a book called The Statue of Liberty, A Transatlantic Story, Icons of America, author Edward Berenson mentioned that, quote, Bartholdi produced a series of drawings in which the proposed statue began as a gigantic female fella, end quote. Ismail Pasha halted the construction of Liberty Enlightening the Orient due to the time consumption and the cost of the project. where many French and European voluntary and involuntary laborers died during the construction of the statue. So the project was not rejected because it resembled a peasant woman, as some authors and historians would still falsely claim today, because slaves, or rather peasants, were in fact employed or obligated to build the statue lighthouse, just as well as they were used to build the canal itself. And that is according to multiple sources that have recorded documentation about this topic. And that's the real picture. Real. This is it. This stuff is real. And people weren't, I don't understand why people, I guess because they only would want to go but so far. I think that's what it is. But when you're a researcher, you got to do the whole thing. You got to keep going. You got to cross-reference everything. Notice how I didn't just stick to one author if I utilized the book. Initially, I didn't. And I cross-referenced the information about Barhody from his own hometown with other books outside of America. Only way you're going to be able to do that. This also proves that the original statue was not built in order to honor the abolishment of slavery in general, simply because slavery was still ongoing during this time period in Europe, France, Egypt, and other Islamic countries. All of them still had slaves at that time. So it wasn't about the abolishment of slavery. And see, keep in mind, that's why I keep telling people right now that slavery was big business. Big business. Not only here in America, but everywhere else. And it's still happening now because, I mean, you know, of course, they put a little title on it, calling you an employee. Because what could you do without employees? You cannot run a business. You cannot have things. You cannot build things. You cannot accumulate any type of income as far as a business is concerned without having employees, unless you hired yourself as an employee. It's that simple. Yes, slavery was still ongoing just like how it is right now. Back then, it's the same thing. Throughout. So after the project failed miserably, according to the Haut-Rhine Departmental Educational Documentation Center. Hold on. Let me go back. This is it right here. Haut-Rhine Departmental Educational Documentation Center is where I got the information on him. This is how I got the picture of him and everything. Well, pictures, I had multiple ones. This is it. The Haut-Rhine, and this is from his hometown. So don't try to, just because you limited with researching in America, you better try to figure out how you can research another. I ain't gonna tell you. I put out 2 videos to let you know how to do it. I ain't gonna say it again. I told you got to use that back door. In order for you to gather information outside of America based off of, that's why you got to get off of Google and all the rest of that stuff. Trusted Google and all the rest of that stuff. And see, look, here's another thing about Google. Let's just say, for example, you lived in Saudi Arabia and you utilize Google. That's going to be a totally different search that pop up even if y'all pull up the same topic. If you try to pull up the same information, if you try to pull up information on the same topic, they're going to draw from different sources that's tied to that particular area. You better do something. Somebody in the chat going to tell you how to do it. I'm not going to do it. I already told you how to do it multiple times. You got to go through the back door too. And you know what I mean by that. If you don't, then you got to look that up. That's not my fault. When I say I research, and especially if I'm utilizing the network, the web, the World Wide Web. Look at the hints. The World Wide Web. It's not just associated with America only, y'all. If you're utilizing the World Wide Web, think about it. Put 2 and 2 together. You just got to do it. Look, you got to go back on my videos if you really want to understand that. You got to go back. And I showed you the law that America put out to let you know that they changing information by law. I put that out. Hey, I put all of it out. So that ain't my fault, it's yours. Quote, Frederick Bartholdi joined the National Guard of Paris as a squadron leader during the Franco-American War of 1870 and 1871. He obtained leave to participate in the organization of defense in his hometown. But when Colmar fell into enemy hands, he left Alsace and entered the service of the National Defense Government, which appointed him liaison officer and aide-de-camp to General Garibaldi. I ain't gonna lie, that's a big position. That's a big position, and that ain't it. The news of the annexation to the German Empire of Alsace and part of Lorraine increased his commitment alongside the Republican defenders of the freedom of the peoples before determining his adhesion to Freemasonry. Oh, that's how he did it, huh? That's how he did it. Remember when I know somebody out there that told you that a lot of this stuff was crafted by the Freemasons. I know I done told you multiple different times. I told you, I broke down the organizations all the way down to the T, the names, titles, everything. Because I read books. I don't just have a library full of books just so it could look like a library full of books. So it can look good. And nobody even see my library on camera, right? But it's people out there online got millions of books behind them and ain't read one. I can guarantee that. I can guarantee that. They just doing that so it can look good, so they can look educated or they can look intelligent. Well, based on my opinion and the research that you lying. You lying. I know you ain't read the books. It's a book right now that we just had to we just brought in. We had to let that book go through customs to get here. I ain't gonna state the name of it yet, but it's dealing with white slaves in America. Just come in here. My wife reading it first. I'm gonna read it again. We go cross-reference that information and put that stuff out because they not trying to give it to you in America. So we gonna give it to you. We gonna give it to you. They've been lying, and we already told you that. But we gonna keep showing you and keep showing you and keep showing you. Notice I said that book, by the way, that book was done in the 1800s, around this same time. What we talking about right now, okay? Talking about white slaves in America. We go break all that down in full. It's another reason why you can't really find books on that, because they trying to make it seem as if we were the slaves only in America. That's a lie. It was very few of us and a lot of them. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I've been telling you. I showed you how. But that's okay. I'm gonna pull up record after record, book after book, reference after reference. You gonna see that we are the indigenous people of this land and they needed our help. Only a slave gonna need help to bring themselves up. Because if you already here, already set, what you need help with? We were civilized already amongst our own leagues, amongst our own organizations, confederations, federations. They came over here looking for help, seeking help. That's what I keep telling y'all. And you think they did it all on their own as far as where they at right now? This little fake leadership that they got going on, elite leadership that they got going on. You think they did it by themselves? Somebody died and overnight they became royalty? No, that's not how it worked. That's not realistic. That's not how it worked right now. You know that's not how it worked back then. And if you don't, that's on yours. That's on you. I'm still gonna put this information, I'm telling you, I'm gonna put it out regardless of who like it or not. You are going to get taught by me, not with an agenda as far as being malicious or being devious or anything like that. No, I am unbiased. I'm going to give you everything the way I received it. I'm going to break it down to a point where you can better understand it, so you don't have to go back and try to read it over again because you didn't understand it. I'm giving you everything, but it's up to you. I strongly suggest that you research my research. Then research that research. I've been saying that ever since I got here. I highly recommend it. and tell me he don't put up nothing. He don't put up it. You lying. I'm quoting from my sources and telling you where it's at. Stop playing with me. All right, come on. During a first trip to the United States in 1871, as soon as the conflict ended, August Bartholdi had the revelation of the ideal site for his great monument. Okay, so all of a sudden, after the war, after a war in his hometown, this is a quote, by the way, quote, after the war from his hometown, he had the revelation of an ideal site for his great monument. Listen! And you think the Freemasons ain't working together? Batlow Island, today Liberty Island. The first Bartholdi had the revelation of the ideal site for his great monument. Batlow Island, today Liberty Island. The first piece of the New World, at the entrance to the harbor of New York, obligatory passage for the crowds of immigrants from Europe. Created shortly after, the Franco-American Union brought together personalities from both countries to launch the subscription in favor of the Statue of Liberty. End quote. So, in other words, during his first trip to America in 1871, just after fighting in a war for his hometown's sake, he was inspired to place a monument at the entrance to the harbor of New York on Bedloe Island, now known as Liberty Island, which was said to be the first piece of the New World. Now, keep in mind that it would only be considered a new world to foreigners or immigrants from other countries of other continents as a means to have a new beginning, a fresh start, a brand new life without the worry of being overworked, or rather, intense enslavement. This also gives us reason to know that the placement of a statue or monument built by a Freemason Frenchman is a utilitarian means of directing crowds of incoming immigrants from Europe toward the safest route possible when entering their new world, by following the light that's projecting from the statue lighthouse. Also, it was noted that Bartholdi later... Anytime you see this, this is a sign. When they hide the hand... okay, think about, let me think of an example really quick. I want y'all to think about, okay, when y'all play a game of spades, right? Hold on, my glasses that got foggy. I done got up in here and started, hey, hold on, let me drop a ball. Hold on, let me wipe my glasses off. I can barely see now, man, hold up. So think about a game of spades, right? And you know you're not supposed to show your hand with those that you're playing against, but your partner has to assume what you have in your hand. You know you could give them signals by your eyes, you know what I'm saying, your facial expressions, whatever it is. Think of it that way. They're not showing their hand, okay? And it's a reason why, because you don't know, they don't want you to know their move. Ooh, look. That's the best way I could explain it. To make it, in simpler terms, that's the best way. Again, when you're playing a game of spades, you're not supposed to show your hand to your opposing team, or the opposing team that's against you and your partner. Okay? That can mean that you're right. That can mean that you're bluffing. That's correct, Victoria. Or anything. You might have a, you know what I'm saying? Same thing in poker. Matter of fact, depending on, facial expressions, that's why people that play poker sit there and try to judge you based off of your expressions. Some of them wear glasses. Some of them wear hats so they can hide stuff. But they definitely hide their hand. But that's how you could determine that he's a Mason. Masons do that. And that is a signal. That is a symbolic signal to let you know that that person is Masonic. So, and those people, hear me out, y'all. Right, they could be cheating, right? There could be a work of magic or theft in a yes, Jan. Yes, Jan. Something could be in the works. It's symbolism, correct. That's why I said it's symbolic. It's Mason, this is all them. They hiding secrets. There y'all go. They got a secret agenda. Yes, that's right. That's right, Thunder Bear. That's right. Unspoken language. There we go. Deception. There we go. So many things can happen. Okay? So just all of a sudden, put two and two together. All of a sudden, after he, got put up as liaison to the general of that particular area where he from in France, all of a sudden, that next year, he had an idea. Listen to this, y'all. He had an idea to place the monument in America. As soon as he visited, he had the idea to place the monument in America. What does that mean? What does that mean? He couldn't have did it on his own. Nobody can. Somebody else had that agenda. And look, and the information that I could tell y'all right now, the information that they have out in America right now on the Statue of Liberty is all BS. My part 1 and 2 of this, I'm talking about debunks everything that they put out. To a point where I got so much more information, I might as well make it a book. They were hiding this stuff, hiding it. So you won't see that they lied the whole time. Freemasons made this for a reason. And I break down why. Here we go. Created a congregation. Let me come back. So gives us reason to know that the placement of a statue or monument built by a Freemason Frenchman is a utilitarian means of directing crowds of incoming immigrants from Europe toward the safest route possible when entering their new world by following the light that's projecting from the statue lighthouse. Also, it was noted that Bartholdi later created a congregation that included French and American idealists, ranging from sculptors and painters to politicians and governors of foreign descent. The congregation was officially called the Franco-American Union and was established in 1875. Hold on, this is it. That's how he was able to do it, because of I swear to God, I can guarantee y'all. If you try to look up the Franco-American Union that was established in 1875, Google is not going to pull this up. Today is March 17th, 2023. And the reason why I'm saying this now is because they may change it. Just like how I pointed out in 2017, that if you Google pictures of Nat Turner, they're going to show you pictures of a young Frederick Douglass. They had to change it because that video took off. Actually, I did it 2, 3, 4 times on the channel, and they had to make the changes. Today, as of March 17, 2023, you are not going to pull up nothing on the Franco-American Union on Google. In America, by the way. In America, I got their names. I said everything. Politicians, they had everything on lock. Everything on lock. Watch. Oh, hold on. Right here. French and American idealists, ranging from sculptors and painters to politicians and governors of foreign descent. The congregation was officially called the Franco-American Union and was established in 1875, 4 years after his initial visit to America. In its entirety, this congregation was a group of Freemasons. Hold up. Look at this. Take a look. Let me pull my chat up. We gonna go over this real quick. Now, I gotta bring it to something. I gotta bring it to something where, see, okay, here we go. I I put this video out, both of them out, about a month or two ago, right? And I knew they were going to, you know, that was going to give them time to make some changes online where you could find a drop. But I'm telling you, as far as information is concerned, you are not going to find the Franco-American Union information on Google in America. I triple checked that. Now, I'm telling you, Franco-American Union, not Alliance. I see somebody, Franny said they got Franco-American Alliance. No, not them. No, don't let them do that to y'all. I told you not to trust Google. Franco-American Union is who you need to, you see this coin? They had coins. They had coins. Because how they get paid? Ooh, they came up with their own currency? How were they paying these people? Listen, y'all. Don't forget that the dollar bill ain't coming to the 1900s. Look at the Statue of Liberty on this coin. This is probably something that you could pull up here. This is it. This is going to be the only thing that you could be able to pull up is this coin. I notice I said, I'm going to repeat it. You're not going to be able to pull up any information on Franco-American Union on Google in America. Information. Watch. Watch. I can wait. If y'all want me to wait real quick and y'all check it out before I go into this coin. Because I'm telling you, they did not, and don't let them delete this coin. If y'all see this coin, download it. Download it. I'm trying to tell you. Download the coin. They're going to try to get rid of this information, y'all. Hear me out. Franco-American Union. I already checked myself that they made sure that they got rid of all of their information. So it won't pop up for you too easy. Now, if you pull up this coin, download it. All of it. Yeah, screenshot it. Yes. I'm not joking. And we're going to come back to this probably next year around the same time, and we're going to see if it's there. And I'm live, and I'm pretty sure they writing that stuff down like, now we got to make sure we keep this up. They lucky I couldn't find, look, it's okay. It's okay. I already got the information I needed, and that's the reason why I tell you where I got it from, so they won't delete it. You understand what I'm saying? Because I caught them in the past deleting information on Nat Turner and Harriet Tubman, and I didn't get a chance to tell you what my sources were. And when I did, they stopped bringing that stuff down. Like I told you who that lady is that's posing as Harriet Tubman. That video was gone. I actually just checked that on my YouTube channel last night. I was looking for that because I was about to put that back out with some other stuff. I was like, hold on, that jank, it's gone. It's gone. But I showed you who that lady was. No, not Araminta Ross. That's the name that they saying that's associated with her. But keep in mind, I also showed you that I have the affidavits that she allegedly wrote. She never stated that her name was changed. Never. From Araminta Ross or to Araminta Ross. Keep that in mind. She stated that her name was what's her last name? Not Harriet Tubman. Harriet I don't have it. Oh man, I gotta get my book now. Harriet Davis. Harriet Davis. Davis. And that's what I'm telling you, years ago, that's what led me to go in depth with her story. I said something is wrong. Nah, she wasn't a Stewart, she was Davis. According to her own affidavits that she allegedly wrote. Allegedly, keep in mind, I'm saying allegedly. Because it also says in them same affidavits that she didn't know how to read or write. In them same affidavits. That's why I was like, wait a minute, so who wrote this? Then I found out who wrote it. I gave you the lawyer's name. I gave you, and I gave you the author's name. I forgot both of their names right offhand. Wait a minute, it's gonna come to me. But I gave you both of them. And the author's from Geneva. Her only task was to come over here and craft a story. That was it. And all she do, matter of fact, this is another thing, y'all. I want y'all to look into this. Check and see who gets, you all remember people say follow the money trail? Check and see who gets paid for the Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner story. And I dare you to prove that it goes back to their families. I dare you. I dare you. It don't go back to neither of their families. And it's going to foreigners, and I showed you who. I showed you who. I showed you how. I showed you the government records that they get paid from Harriet Tubman's story. Still to this day. Still. Allegedly, according to the story, Harriet Tubman had brothers and sisters. I gave you that information as well. All this stuff is out. I gave you everything, y'all. Everything. I'm not joking. If you have not seen it, or go back. If you don't have the book, get the book. Yes, it's a book, but it's all me and my wife's research, including the affidavits. Them affidavits were so big, we had to get the formatter to crop it so it could be a full page. All the affidavits is in there. So you won't know. I'm not, why would I lie? First of all, why? Why? What would be my agenda to lie? What would be my agenda for me to lie about Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner? These were supposed to be some great people that they put in front of us. I knew something was, and I'm telling you, it's not just them. I can tell you that. I'm still working on a couple of things. It's not just them. Thomas Ruffin Gray did Nat Turner. Hold on, let me think. Sarah Bradford, that's her name. Sarah Bradford did Harriet Tubman. Thomas Ruffin Gray did Nat Turner. Those are the authors of both of them. They created them. These are made up fictional characters. Because I'm telling you right now, all the money they making on Nat Turner's story, you would think that his family would get some residuals, some royalties on that. They do not. Same thing goes for Harriet Tubman. They do not, because who is it gonna go to? Who are the family members that it go to? Oh, the people that got the last name Tubman? The people that got the last name Turner? You are incorrect. Incorrect. I told you who gets the money. I told you that. And I told you, I'm talking about with Nat Turner and Harriet Tubman. I showed you both. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Both. Now, once again, and Turner was his alias. Turner was an alias. And I showed you that story was done before Thomas Gray. It was in the newspaper. I showed you the Richmond Whig newspaper that created it. We bought and paid for that. Date, time, article, all of that. I got all of it. And you know what people did that looked like you and I? Oh, nah, he don't know what he talking about. He lying. Blah, 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 blah. Just because my skin complexion ain't pale. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I went viral during that time, but I should have went viral for debunking them. That's what I should have went viral for. I should have went viral so I could show y'all multiple times on multiple platforms that they lied to us. And whole time, these people straight up was like, well, Dane, why would they make up some lies like that about these people that did wrong to them? to make you feel good while it's fattening their pockets. Again, to make you feel good while it's fattening their pockets. That's why. That's why. I showed you how much Virginia made in 1 year off of tourist attractions. That's why they was trying to hurry up and put that stuff out when Nat turned in Virginia. And I caught them right on time. Here, caught them. And I put all of that out. They had to change that up multiple times. Just like I caught slavevoyages.org right on time. And they had to change their whole website. Slavevoyages.org made them change the whole thing. It looked totally different. If you go back on my live stream, I think I went live twice about it. You go back on my old live streams and look at how slavevoyages.org looked then. And then look at it now. I was not playing with them. Just like I'm telling you right now, if you see this coin, download it. This gonna be the only thing left on Google for you to find. They tried to eliminate this. This ain't the only thing. This is the reason why the stuff that we working on right now takes time. I wish, y'all, I wish I could put this out daily. But it don't work like that when it comes to research. We gotta cross-reference, make sure. Before we put it out. It's time consuming. I appreciate y'all being patient. Thank you. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. And then the research goes a long way. People clipping it, putting it up on TikTok, Instagram. We appreciate all the love. People reposting it on their YouTube channels. Trust me, I get the notifications all day long. Y'all fine. I'm not about to copyright strike y'all. You trying to spread the message. That's fine. I did the work. If you don't feel like it, fine. Put it up. Put the clips up. It's nothing wrong. Yeah, Twitter too. I'm fine with that. We're fine with that. The only problem I have is when people say I don't put up the research. That's a lie. That's a lie. You can't belittle me just because you can't do something that I'm doing. Or either you can do it but choose not to because you know it's going to expose you and your agenda. Along with those folks that you're working for. The Masons, the Freemasons, you pick them. Pick them. Pick the organizations. Pick them. Greek fraternities, Greek sororities. Pick them. Pick them. Y'all crafted this stuff because foreigners told y'all to do it so it could work in foreigners' favor. Notice how they always tell you about Ireland this, Greece that. But they ain't talking about what happened to France and America. They tell you that the Statue of Liberty was a gift from France. That is a lie. They lied. That's the only thing you hear about French. That should raise a big red flag to you. That means that French has some doing in here. Big time. Big time. When they had a Franco-American Union, and they not only had architects, painters, but they had politicians in their pocket, ranging from France and America. Something wrong. Keep in mind, that was also during the time of the Great Depression. You putting this together yet? Where it started up. Our ancestors were prospering at this time. Keep this in mind. 1871, they made themselves first class. This is the same year. Same year. They made themselves first class citizens in 1871. And by the time the 1950s, 60s came is when we was like, hold up, what about us? A whole nother 100 years later. Look, y'all. And you think this don't make you, but then you always talk about history because it's affecting us now. I'm talking about history because it's affecting us now. So you can wake up. So we can correct the problems that we had in the past, in the present. So we can have a better future. That's why. I'm not going 14, 13, 1200. I'm not going that far back. The problem started when the foreigners got here. That's when we were good. America was great when it was just us. And some foreigners came over to trade with us. Then America flip-flopped when they started creating their own governments and made themselves higher than you by way of paperwork, paper genocide, and wrote you out, wrote you off. And you still thinking that you are part of the people? This is for the people. You think it's you? You think your enemies included you? You got another thing coming. Actually, I think you need to go get checked mentally. And you talking about people are the devils. That's true. Well, they devil worshipers. That's true. But where you think they at? It ain't just when you flick on the news and you see something happen in some community. It ain't just right there. It's in real life. Also, it's everywhere, all around us. It ain't just when you flick on the news. It could be your next door neighbor.
Niggas need to wake up. Wake up.
All right, I'm gonna come back now to this. Let me come back a little bit. 4 years after his initial visit to America, in its entirety, this congregation was a group of Freemasons that elected popular French writer Edward René de la Boule as its president in 1875. Due to his background in writing elegant poetry and informative articles for newspapers in France. Now, this is the reason why they tried to give him the credit for crafting the idea of the Statue of Liberty. They needed him to be the president of the Franco-American Union. Here's why. Adding his anti-slavery approach within his writing and speeches, which garnered the minds of the French and other European people who have suffered from intense poor living conditions as peasants under their government's rulership. So, La Boule was considered a prominent figure amongst the French and other Europeans, and even the newly made Americans of foreign descent. Electing him as the president of the Franco-American Union was a perfect fit for gaining the attention and the hearts and minds of the United States government, in hopes of accepting Frederick Bartholdi's original idea planned for Egypt, but reconstructing it in order to match the agenda of the newly established American Constitution of 1871. To match the idea. Hold on, Dane. Say it again, Dane. Say it again, Dane. But reconstructing it in order to match the agenda of the newly established American Constitution of 1871. I'm gonna just let the silence hit. One more time. Constructing it in order to match the agenda of the newly established American Constitution of 1871. See there? before the Statue of Liberty was brought in multiple puzzle-like pieces to accommodate traveling from France to the United States, to be built together and placed on a custom base or pedestal in the New York Harbor in 1886. The Franco-American Union was responsible for marketing the unfinished statue to the public in hopes of earning donations in order to fund the project. Once they realized that the indigenous Americans' interest in the project was 0 to none, they transitioned into selling admission tickets to the public of France, hoping that the inside of the largest portions of the unfinished statue would become a profitable public attraction and would help fund the project into its completion. So they made it like an amusement park. Look, they selling tickets, and look, y'all can look inside. Come on. But we didn't fall for that. Our people didn't fall for that. They had to do that in France. How come I got these pictures? Because this happened. This is what they're not trying to tell you. Look at hold on, zoom in. Look at this. Look. Look. Like, oh my goodness, y'all. These people know better than that, man. Our people here in America, we knew better than that. Like, nah, this ain't nah. And you talking about something it was a gift for France. Well, why they was trying to raise money then? Huh? What was that about? What was that about? Of the largest portions of the unfinished statue would become a profitable public attraction and would help fund the project into its completion. So the Statue of Liberty was never a gift from France, as if their French government gave it to the United States for free, when it was this union of Freemasons that took the money they earned to build the light as a call for help from other immigrants to their new world at night. Kind of like Commissioner Gordon turning on the spotlight to call Batman to help their people at night. Yes, and that's not it. That's not it. We ain't finished. We about to do both of them. Hold up. Voluntary. Hold on. I'm about to pull the other one up right now. This statue. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Let's get right into it. The initial descriptive meaning of this statue read, "Liberty enlightening the Orient." Now, America is known as the land of liberty. And in the mind of those who think of liberty, liberty means freedom, independence, and release from imprisonment. It is the condition of being able to act or function without hindrance or restraint, and the power to do as one likes. It is the ability to take something that is foreign and make it seem more natural. It was well understood as far back as 1792, when the first US coin was minted, that liberty is the parent of science and industry, meaning that in order to build this country into what it is today, and even further into what is planned to come, the children must be enticed with liberty. They must be given the freedom to make poor decisions, while allowing someone that doesn't have their best interests at heart to take total control of their minds. This is how they did it. In many forms and symbols, liberty is portrayed as enlightening. Figuratively, It is a lighthouse that gives spiritual knowledge and insight. It is a strong conductor as it orients one's being. Liberty is used to allow new relationships to be formed as it merges newly learned facts and circumstances to shift one's bearings in order to create a sense of familiarity, as it ultimately gives a specific direction or tendency for one to draw towards, as it allows for the acceptance of things that are foreign or unnatural. So, it is no coincidence that the symbol of liberty in physical form is an actual lighthouse. Right? It was said that another descriptive meaning was used when describing the statue that read Egypt enlightening the Orient. As I mentioned earlier, the original plan before being rejected by the French government was to place the statue directly in front of the Suez Canal in Egypt as a personification of Egypt. This was originally represented by a woman fella dressed in Islamic style clothing, holding up high a torch in one hand. The etymology of the Arabic word fella is defined as describing a male or female Egyptian peasant. The word Egypt, when translated into the Arabic language, is known as Mizr, which is defined as a facilitator. Oh, that's where you got that conductor from. Oh, hold up. Let me do that one more time. The etymology of the Arabic word fella is defined as describing a male or female Egyptian peasant. It could be both of them. The word Egypt, when translated into the Arabic language, is known as Mizr, which is defined as a facilitator. Mr. Mizr. The only thing that's missing is the TE, right? And Mr. A facilitator is a person or thing that makes an action or process easy or easier. The word orient means align or position, according to the Oxford Dictionary. It says orient also means find one's position in new relation to new and strange surroundings. Woo. Adjust or tailor something to specified circumstances or needs. It is essential to note the etymology of the word orient, which means in Latin, rising or the east. The east. Look, that part of the world situated to the east of a particular point, eastern countries, or the eastern part of a country, the east. So in other words, Egypt enlightening the Orient is describing the direction that the French government set its eyes on conquering next, allowing for the statue lighthouse to act as a facilitator, making it easy or easier for the French its eyes on. Hold on, this is real easy. So in other words, Egypt enlightening the Orient is describing the direction that the French government set its eyes on conquering next, allowing for the statue lighthouse to act as a facilitator, making it easy or easier for the French government to seize specified lands that they desire to become their new possessions, that is located east of their geographical position. It's that simple. That's what that means. Here we go. So was the original depiction of the Statue of Liberty of a colored woman of African descent? The answer is no, and here's why. First, the original watercolor by Frenchman Frederick Bartholdi in the 1860s was of a fellow woman that depicted the women he saw firsthand while visiting Egypt. Second, this statue here, called Lady Liberty, does in fact resemble the Statue of Liberty, but it began making its rounds across the internet due to a viral rumor that was started by a Facebook page located in South Africa. that placed both of these statues together in a picture with a message along the lines of allowing the viewer to believe that it may truly be a copycat. And it wasn't. Unfortunately, it wasn't. I know how y'all wanted to associate it, but that was a black woman. No, it was not. However, this particular statue was created by sculptor Theodore Banev of the ADAGP, which is a French association concerning the private property of visual arts. And it was revealed to the public of the Caribbean island of St. Martin in 2007. So out of respect, he did that for the Caribbean island of St. Martin in 2007, y'all. 2007. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. As yet another French method of presenting their fine arts of depictions of the people that have assisted in their imperialism over the years. See there? Third, another rumor was making its rounds across the internet, indicating that the Statue of Liberty was of a colored woman because the entire statue started in a shiny copper-colored tone, then later changed to green in order to become symbolic and synonymous with the color of the American dollar bill. However, it was made in a shiny copper-colored tone, but for preservation purposes only. For example, a copper penny will naturally oxidize and change colors over time, especially due to withstanding various climate changes or weather conditions. The color of the penny will go from copper brown to a burnt black, and then green will be its last transformation color. This explains why the Statue of Liberty is a patina green right now. See there? The statue was not made with the intent to represent freedom for all or even liberty for all, merely because the people involved in the creation of the statue and its meaning did not have everyone's best interests in mind due to their overarching objective of assisting and assimilating with particular foreigners who were migrating from Europe, France, and other surrounding countries that were in fact running away from their native lands because of strict enslavement policies forced upon them by their so-called royal dictators. They encouraged their fellow foreigners to escape and immigrate to the New World and not to worry about being lost at sea, because just as Motel 6 informed its visitors about its vacancies, the immigrants that have now become Native Americans told them the monumental phrase, "We'll leave the light on for you." Yep. That's what happened. And that's the truth. So in the first part, I told you where it came from, why it happened. Okay? I broke down detail after detail of what their agenda was. They tried to eliminate that from being here, like being taught here in America. So you would think that it came as a gift from France. So you won't see that they were all working together to bring more incoming foreigners over here in their favor. Because just think about it. How does it work in our favor as the indigenous people by bringing more people over here who are foreigners? Are we hiring them for businesses that we own? How does it work in our favor? It doesn't. They tried to delete that. And I'm telling you, my wife and I worked hard to grab that stuff in the first part of that video to debunk that, to tell you the truth about the Statue of Liberty. That was their lighthouse. That was a way to show them how to get here. Think about it. Back then, the boats, they couldn't see. I mean, we talk about treacherous weather conditions along the sea, along the ocean. So if they just so happen to see a light that could guide them, They like, okay, there it is, y'all. There it is. From that point forward, they know where to go. Time after time. It's that simple. That was helping them, not us. This is not a representation of slavery or abolishment of slavery. And keep in mind, here's another thing. She has shackles on her feet. I'm talking about the Statue of Liberty. Got shackles on her feet. So was it about the abolishment of slavery? Or keeping it going? Was it about the abolishment of slavery or keeping it going? It only works in favor of those that are enslaving those that have no idea. I'm here to dismantle that. This is pretty deep. And I see people, you know, they go turn their nose up because of some history stuff and blah, 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 blah. But they don't see how that correlate with us right now. And I'm trying to tell them. And I'm going to continue to tell them the best way that I can. If I got to do it numerous ways than one. More ways than one is what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say. If I got to do it more than one way, I will. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. All of these countries of other continents of the world are getting millions of dollars every year from this government. And you think that they can't afford reparations for our people? I showed you that as well. I proved it to you, put it on screen, told you how much, who, everything, who implemented the rules and all of that. I gave it all to you. They're not concerned about you. And it's hard-headed people that's think, you know, that's 40s, 50s, 60s. It's not all of y'all, but it's some hard-headed people that's 50 and up thinking that it's going to be a way to slip in. And it's not. This is not the government designed for us. We designed our own government before. Who you think they got this from? Where you think they got this from? How did they learn that? Coming over here as slaves. Who did they copy? Think about that. Put two and two together now. If they were running from enslavement from their own motherland, whether it be Europe, Africa, Egypt, whatever you want to pick, France, it doesn't matter, pick it. They coming over here and want to establish their own, who they gonna mark? How are they gonna make that work? Iroquois Confederacy. I see you. Shout out to American Indian Mitchell me. Y'all handing these people, you handing these foreigners way too much credit, thinking that they got this stuff done on their own. Everything was straight. They knew what they knew what the plan was. It took them years to get this done, y'all. Years. Remember when I told you that the government didn't start kicking tail until the 1850s, 1860s? The government now. Yeah, you can say it, 1776 to 1774 and all the rest of this, but no. They did not have a stronghold until the 1850s, 1860s, when they were able to build up their stronghold. For real. Just like it took them a whole nother 100 years after that to put it, or to enlist it into our brains, or our elders, some of our elders' brains, as they were children. You understand what I'm saying? They kept teaching the children from that point forward so it could go down from generation to generation, and the generation changes every 30 years anyway. So they had to keep doing it until it spread it out further, 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 to affect us all mentally. They attacked the mental first. Then they got you in every aspect that you can name. However you want to categorize it. They had to indoctrinate you. Yes, this was a diabolical plan. Absolutely. Everybody helped them. All the foreigners helped them, not just China, all of them. All of them. All of them. Just like how they doing it right now. If you think that America is still the only superpower right now, you got another thing coming. Yeah, you can easily point out China and Russia, but what about everybody else that they not talking about? The folks in India, the land that they call in India, Hindustan. Why were they so worried about the Middle East, so-called Middle East? Why were they so worried about that? They got oil. We had oil over here too. You think they had an army like how they got right now back then? You think they had that same type of army? Yeah, all of them helping. All of them. Every single one of them. Foreigners are only going to help other foreigners to take over an indigenous landmass of the indigenous people that reside in it. From thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. Keep in mind, they called this the New World to them. It's not new to us. I'm gonna keep saying that. It's new to them. And that's why their plan took a while. And I'm talking about hundreds of years in order for it to work. We talking about 1770 is when they, swear to God, they got their independence. That's a lie. I already went over that too. Got their independence. Then a whole nother 100 years is when they start putting this out. Things like the Statue of Liberty, bringing more foreigners over here. Oh, we need some help. There's too many indigenous people over here. We need help. Come help us, y'all. No. This is the land of the free, home of the brave. Is it them or us? Who? The land of the free, home of the brave. The land of the free, home of the brave. We were fighting because we were free. They needed help. We were brave. Brave enough to whoop that ass and send them right back to where they came from. All of them got put in boxes and sent back. You understand what I'm saying? This is what they want. They don't want that type of stuff happening right now. They want you to turn your nose up when it comes to violence. This is the reason why a lot of our own people were coming at Martin Luther King for being nonviolent. Martin Luther King thought that a nonviolent approach would work, and it backfired. And they got violent with him. Didn't they? Yeah, FUBU is for us, by us. If y'all see FUBU in the chat, it's for us, by us. Shout out to Metamorphosis. I see you, brother. Yeah. Haitian Revolutionary War, 1812. They did it on their own. Haiti helped themselves out. Say, you're not about to, no. We got our own prime minister. Y'all could do y'all thing in y'all land. Same thing with them South Africans. I told y'all this already. Showed it to you. But nah, Martin Luther King figured out 3 years before he was assassinated. Straight up, he was like, nah, man. This government not for us. Here's why, y'all. And I'm talking about message after message. Man, and he wasn't the only one trying to tell us, but he was the big guy. He had the big following. That's why they had to take him out. Because he knew that he could move not only a group of people, he could move all people. Don't forget, Martin Luther King had not only so-called colored people, not only the Needy, he had everybody with him. His last campaign was the Po People's Campaign. That was everybody. He was not playing games. They had to take him out before that, accumulated. Like, whoa. He got too much influence. And he was young. These brothers was young, y'all. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all they were young. Young, 20s. So I gave them the benefit of the doubt when they made the mistake. You know what I'm saying? When they figured it out, you know, and they got a little older and was like, hold up, wait, whoa, hold up. That's why I had to give them the benefit of the doubt. I had to, because they didn't know. I'm in my 30s. I would want somebody to excuse the way I was thinking when I was in my 20s. I'm out there hustling, you know what I'm saying, thinking I was about to be, you know, working for some company, thinking I was making good money because I was making $80,000 a year, and yeah, I got my nose turned up and all this other stuff, driving a nice car, taking care of my family, and I thought everything was sweet. Well, the whole time the war was still happening. I was blind, and I was trying to figure out why. I was like, what is going on? What is it that we are not being told purposely? I walked to my grandfather like, Granddad, what is going on? I pulled up, I was trying to get more information on my family. I'm pulling up records. I'm seeing that grandma had great-grandma's name. I didn't know that. You didn't know that, boy? I thought we told you that. Nah, but hold on, wait a minute. How come it say Indian right here? How come it say Indian for her and mulatto for her daughter? What happened? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you didn't know? No, I didn't know. Granddad, explain that to me. What happened? Why they started changing us as far as our classification? Granddad schooled me, my mother schooled me, my father schooled me, damn near my family schooled me. Shout out to my family in Washington, D.C. Shout out to my family in Virginia. Shout out to my family in North Carolina. Shout out to my family in South Carolina. Shout out to my family in New Jersey, New York. Shout out to my family in California. Okay, shout out to my family in Texas. Shout out, this is where my real family located. And I had to learn, they had to school me like, come on. And that's what urged me to be like, hold up, y'all, because if it happened to me, I'm sure it happened to everybody else. Let me get online. Let me start talking to the people and let them know what happened to me, because it probably happened to them. And sure enough, my first video, 7 million views on Facebook. Everybody in the comments was like, oh my God, that's what happened to us. Second video on Facebook, 7 million views again. This was my first time going on camera, going viral. They was like, what? Hold up, this happened to me. Facebook took me out of there. I ain't say nothing. What I do wrong? What I did wrong was I got the people to think. I got too many people disconnected from the matrix. Ooh. I had too many people disconnected from the matrix. Nah, they was trying to plug y'all back in. No, hold up, no, take him down. Nah. We gonna get this. And once I knew what was up, and my family told me straight up, was like, yes, Dane, that's what happened. This is what happened to our family. Shoot, Dane, matter of fact, here goes some land that we own. Granddaddy said his father owned land, Dane, let's go get it. I could not believe, I'm telling y'all, I could not believe it. I was like, what? This whole time? Well, dang, yeah, we were being killed for claiming that we were Indian. We were being killed or threatened to be killed and jailed for claiming that we were Indian. So I was like, so who the people that's up in there now? Oh, you talking about the Native Americans? Nah, they ain't got nothing to do with it. Those are foreigners taking our spot because the government knew they owed us and said, let's flip it. We're gonna give it to the American Indians that they just brought in. Keep in mind, the term Native American ain't coming till way later. Way later. And notice how they making you assume that it correlate with American Indian. here. And got some of our people saying, yeah, we native. And no, we not. The people that are, and I just said this at the end of this video right there, straight up, and I said it on multiple other videos, the people that are native are people that are born here from foreigners. They could be considered native at that point. In other words, if my father was from Germany and my mother was from Hungary, and I'm born in America, I'm now a Native American, y'all. This is what, come on. But this is the reason why I said American Indian, because they cannot do that to that term. Now, of course, yes, obviously, we were also classified as American Indian by foreigners, but all of those records are going back to American Indian. That's why I don't want y'all to get rid of that. Yes, I say Niji all the time, but when it comes to this paperwork, American Indian is on it. Indian is on it. Wild Indian, urban Indian, Ameri Indian. And remember that video I showed y'all? And I was upset that that lady was talking about some Afro-indigenous people. Afro? Yeah, well, and they are relatives too. That's disrespectful. I'm gonna tell you why. Because why are you referring to us by a hairstyle? Afro is a hairstyle. No, we are indigenous to this land. You don't put something that you want to throw on it in front of it. You don't do that. We didn't give you permission to do that, but see, that's why I'm telling y'all to step up and correct these people, correct them. Let them know. That's disrespectful, because if we be disrespectful to them, it's hell and high water. But they know I'm telling the truth. That's why they mad at me. Big people, I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna show y'all something. Not in this video. I hope it's my next video or the video after that. I'm gonna show y'all something. It's people that y'all hold up high that's trying to come against me right now, because I exposed that they not our family. They are foreigners right now. Right now. And they don't like that. And this is another reason why some of those tribes, no, they're not even tribes, some of those nations, let me correct this. Some of those nations are straight up telling you a particular time period that they only accepting when it comes to the census. We only accept, for example, we only accept in the 1877 census that was done 3-4 times over. That's the only one we accept, and those are the people we accept in the nation. No cap, this is what they doing. When we got census records that date back years prior to that clearly say we full-blooded. Clearly. No, that doesn't mean anything. Blah, 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 blah. What? Who are you? That's why I told you it's not about getting back with the nations. It's about establishing your tribe. It's not about getting back with the nations. It's about establishing your tribe. We got to get our tribe back up. Other foreigners took over our stuff, and we allowed it. We allowed it. That was a silent war. They came and invaded without us even knowing, because they made the children think that they're not Indian by threatening the parents from saying something. If you say something, we gonna kill. That's what they were doing. So now that we know, look how much work we got to do. That was just one speck of it. Look how much work we got to do. Anybody claiming you African, tell them prove it. Tell them prove it. You African. Nah, y'all, and look, what they gonna do? They gonna go back to the look, right? That's racist right there. You gonna judge me based off of my look? That's, you know, what my skull look like, what my skull look like. What? What my nose look like, what my lips look like. What? That's just like you know, associating me with a group of people by way of skin tone. Right now. if you go and look at, if you look at the real Mongolians, the real ones, where they had some great warriors in there, they were all colored. How come they not considered African? Just because of their skin tone. How come? How come when you go to the UK and there's plenty of people up there that could look like you and I, how come you ain't calling them African? But when you come to America, you see people that look like us, you go straight up say that that's an agenda. You go say that they African, that's an agenda. That's propaganda. Coming from foreigners, not us. The East Indians waiting on us. The West Indians waiting on us. So what's left? If the East and the West Indians waiting on us, what that make us? If East and West, listen y'all, if East and West Indians waiting on us, what that make us? North and South. North and South. But keep in mind, they twisting up the language right now, because prior to them calling the people of Hindustan Indians, prior to that, they were always referring to us. Yes, North, Central, and South. They were always referring to us as the Indians, even by their own dictionaries. We already proved that. Even by and by the way, their dictionaries borrowed our indigenous languages. Damn near 95% of our indigenous languages. Crafted English. So when you see, and look, even the so-called East Indians look like us. The so-called West Indians look like us. Are they being called African? Why? Oh, and this is another thing. Yeah, I'm glad somebody said that. They're trying to change it now, where Indian means Asia. They're trying to change it right now. They're trying to change Indian to meaning you're Asian. This is so crazy. This is happening. There's an agenda. That's why they welcoming, once again, they welcoming more foreigners over here for that reason. So they could adapt it, so you can too. Excuse me, not adapt, adopt. So they could adopt it, and you can too. Yeah, but see, keep in mind, this is how you know they got an agenda with it. Because what landmass was Asia? Now, what we can see is that there's a landmass called Eurasia. That's what we can see. But that's somebody dictating what landmass is Asia, dictating what landmass is Europe, dictating what landmass is Africa, dictating North, South, Central America. Western European terminology. Western European terminology. Throughout everything that's over here. Not only did they influence it, they infiltrated it, changed it up, manipulated it, and put it back out. And said, no, right here, this it. This is it. But if it's Western, right, somebody caught it right away. If it's Western European, then it's Western Eurasia all included. Now, for example, when somebody say, I wonder if I could say this on here without, let me try to think about how I'm gonna be able to say this without it, being considered hate speech and blah, 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 blah. Let me see. When, okay. Remember when they were, claiming some of our people were being anti-Semitic? Hear me out on this, right? That term, a lot of people were considering themselves Asian, which once again, they want to associate that with Indian. Keep that in mind. I'm trying to think about how I'm about to word this. If somebody associates themselves with, okay, for example, Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan believes in the Muslim faith. They would consider him, they would, somebody, we already know who it is, was considering him anti-Semitic. But how? How? Because being Semitic includes Muslim. Includes Muslim. Includes that faith. It's how they want to make it over here, because it's not how it's done over there. It's how they want to make it on this side. They just want you to, on this side, they just want you to think it's all pale faces. So them East Indians, all of them are Semitic. That's their belief. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking it. That's not a knock. None of that. I'm just letting you know. But if somebody over here attaching themselves to that same religious belief, then you can't say that they anti anything. When they doing, the same religious traditions as you. Like I never understood the argument between a Christian and a Jehovah's Witness. What's the argument? Y'all believe in the same thing, but a couple things is different. Okay, but that don't mean they anti. But that's how they want you to think. And once again, that's how you know that, certain religions separate the people. Hands down. Separate them. Well, if it's not your belief and you don't believe in this, then no, we're against you. They use that same tactic coming over here. When the missionaries will sit over here, it was either bow down to the many denominations of Christianity that they brought, or else they were willing to get rid of you with violence. And that's what God wanted them to do? Think about that. They utilize their religious, there you go. James Lattimore said it. They use their religious practices to divide and conquer. To divide and conquer. And put it right back on their God. And told them that their God told them to do it. How is that? How is that? See, that's not even feasible. That's something that, once again, that's something that has to get removed. Our people didn't do that. If your spirituality is, you know, your spirituality, all right, fine. My spirituality is, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to be like, oh, well, since you disbelieve that, you know, and whatever, I'm not trying to go too far, but if you don't believe in this, or we gonna go to war with you. What? Like, come on, how is that even? Like, I mean, they trying to paint this picture in certain religious practices that it's all about positivity. It's all about, you know what I'm saying, worshiping, you know, whoever you're gonna be worshiping, but then turn around and look at the history of these people, and they were doing so much devilish work. You know, they want to say, oh, that person the devil, that person the devil, but y'all history is the devil's work. Y'all history is y'all doing the devil's work. And then turn right back and was saying that you, so what God was you worshiping? Well, hold on now, wait a minute. You said, okay, so you came over here with the Bible in hand, saying, oh, get rid of your spirituality, it's all about Christianity, here's the way of life, and then turn right around and kill other people that don't agree? That's how it's supposed to go? Well, yeah, y'all go over here, y'all safe, go ahead up in there, and we gonna kill the rest of y'all, no matter what age you are, just because you don't agree. How is that? How is that positive? Where does it say that you gotta do that in the books you reading? Pick one. Once again, that's a mind game. Trying to attack you mentally. Remember, I told you, go back what I said earlier in this video. Look at all the stuff that they tried to do, to us in the physical. But before they did that, they had to do something to us mentally. Spiritual. They had to break you down into submission. This is the reason why you think they won the war. But when was the war? See what I'm saying? Right up under the table. You can't even see that the war was spiritual. Spiritual warfare. They did that so, I'm talking about that's the part that I'll give them credit for. That's something that they did that was real dirty, real petty, but they crafted that to a T because they learned how to conquer other people that same way in other countries of other continents. Yes, this is the reason why it's chess. Keep in mind, they didn't put us in checkmate. This is the reason why they have to constantly move their pawns right now. Constantly. Right now. Putting them in place, setting them up. We got to change this. And I said, I said to myself that I was going to do what I can, and I'm not going to knock nobody's religious belief, none of that. I could still get the truth out without doing that, because that was so much indoctrination going on that a lot of people, it's going to take time. It's going to take I hope it don't, but it's going to take some time for people to adjust to that part right there, to, you know, like, and that's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is, because religion was the #1 indoctrinator, hands down. That was before any form of schooling happened. Remember I told you the school was the religion part first. Certain things got to get changed. Yes, I agree. They was hoping that they could try to convert you over. And that's another thing, convert over, submit. I remember I talked to a brother, he was a Muslim, good guy, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he recognized me or whatever. And he was, and we, you know, when we finished the conversation, he was like, Islam. I was like, do you know what that means? He was like, what, Islam? I was like, yeah. Like, when a person in that conversation, just like amen, you're like, as if you're saying a prayer, do you know that means submit? He was like, nah. I was like, that's the whole point. A lot of people don't even know what they're stating. What does amen mean? Amen. And look, and if you think I'm making this up, look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Yes, surrender, give up, submit. This is stuff that's gonna put us down, y'all. And then they turn around, no, it's not. Because, and I'm like, wait a minute. Historically, did we have that over here? Did we practice that over here? Because you know, you're regurgitating a lot of foreign stuff, thinking that that's something that you should be attached with. And I'm like, listen, just listen to what has it helped you? Well, yeah. I mean, I got the job, I got the new house. I said, but has it helped you? Did it bring you up? Yes, it brought. Now, some people would say it did, and I'm not going to knock them. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them are not going to see that it's another side to spirituality based off of how you feel and what you put out in, you know, the atmosphere that comes back to you positively or negatively. They're not going to see that. You know, I'm not going to, you know, get into that. But that's how some of our enemies would make it seem as if things are working in their favor by way of following this religious practice, whatever the religious practice is. They fall into it, and they think that's the route, you know, that they should be going for the rest of their life. They go to their grave with it. They go to their grave with it. I went to so many festivals and, you know, certain indigenous celebrations, and I was noticing a lot of things. I took some notes on a few things. I was like, why do they make our people cut our hair? Why do people cut their hair? And I was like, okay, because our people grew their hair unless they were at war. They'll cut certain sides of it, you know, make it look a certain way. That's an indicator that you are at war when you're cutting your hair. Certain parts of it, not all of it. Certain parts of it, not the whole thing. Because your hair represents an antenna. So you can receive the frequency or transmission that's being submitted by way of your ancestors to your brain, directly to your brain. Your hair is attached to your brain. It's the antenna, just like how it worked. If you go, you know, wherever your room is located, where you got your modem and your router, and the router send out the internet signal to your whole house, your apartment, whatever you got. They got an antenna. It go from the antenna to the router. Then the router routes that signal out. That's what your hair represents. Why you think they was trying to make you cut? They came over here and not only forced our people into their way of schooling, but their way of life. Keep in mind that, remember, I went back over this in this video right here. No, in the first one of this, I said that Ishmael Pasha was trying to adapt the way of the European life. That's the same thing they did over here, making us cut our antennas so we won't receive the transmitted signal of what we should be doing. They also showed you this in Avatar, in the movie, cutting the trees down. Because a tree is an antenna. Because a tree is an antenna. That's why they were cutting down so many trees to create cities out here, to make more room for buildings and all the rest of the stuff. Listen, y'all. The tree, when we see the branches on the tree, it look like hair, don't it? Look like antennas to me. Anytime you look like an antenna, anytime you look at an antenna, it almost looks similar, don't it? There's a body of some sort, where that signal would go through, but it's coming from. You understand what I'm saying? They were chopping down them trees, and don't it seem like they was talking about that, about us in Avatar? I didn't get a chance to see the latest one, by the way. I'm gonna check that out. My wife and I are gonna check that out. I didn't get a chance to see 4. I forgot which one they on. But I'm just saying, for those of you that did get a chance to see, I'm just saying, even the previous ones, they were telling you what was up. So you cutting your hair, you getting rid of your indigenous tongue. They adapted some of it so you won't feel as bad. They adapted it into their English language because they were speaking a lingua franca anyway, meaning that they were pulling from other indigenous languages in order to create their own so they can have a way to communicate with other indigenous people. They took, I put this out already, the truth about the untold truth about the English language. This is out. They took, Noah Webster admitted it. Noah Webster admitted it, that he got it from our people. Admitted it. It's in writing. Not nobody else, not France, not Germany, not none of that. America. It was from here. The indigenous people, our people. So in a way yes, I was just about to say this. In a way we speak in Algonquin right now. In a way. In a way. But look, lingua franca, Franco-American. Wait a minute now. Franca, Frankish tongue. It's going back to France. Look at the connection. They wasn't trying to let you see France for a reason. Something happened. I'm gonna break every bit of it down, the ones that I researched. I'm gonna try. I try my hardest. I went over lingua franca like 4 or 5 times on the channel. If not 6, I went over it a lot. Broke that down to a T. That's their Frankish tongue. Again, they pull it from multiple indigenous languages, spanking it all together and saying, all right, this is the new language, just so they can understand. Just so they can understand. One of our ancestors could have had 12 first names before you got to that person's last name. They was trying to simplify. They wasn't trying to say all of that. They was like, nah, hold up, wait, man. Let's just make it one word. That's why one word can mean 3, 4, 5, 6 different things. Right now. Am I lying? It's happening right now. And who gave them permission to do that? Nobody. They just felt as though they needed to do it in order to survive the trade, so they could speak different languages that people understand. Yeah, Spanish, French, all of them. All of them. And they try to lie to you and say it was Latin. Where you think Latin got that from? Were we speaking Latin over here? Hold up. Hold up. Talking about some old English, old French, old Latin. Where they get this from? Anytime you look up a word, old English, old French. But Noah Webster said he got it from here. So who you trying to give the credit now? You got it from old English, old French, old German, this, old that. When was it? You not trying to tell me a date? And then they're gonna lie and hide it and say, this was 7 BC and 60, no. Yeah, lying. When Noah Webster, the author of that dictionary, said he got it from us. Clearly. And I went all the way to, I took French. That's why sometimes y'all hear me speak French in my videos. I went all the way to French 3, and I went all the way to Latin 3 when I went to school. Talking about something. Latin was the mother language. You lying. Latin was not no mother language. Latin is another lingua franca. Made up language by multiple other indigenous languages. They just threw a whole bunch of stuff together. But Dane, what about the alphabet? I broke all this down. This is on my channel right now. It's right now. It's already there. Latin. And remember how they tried to say Central America was Latin America? Latin America? Wait a minute, how was that? Yeah, how was that? How was that? Think about this now. How was it Latin America? So now I thought it was a language, but now you call it certain people Latin, right? So what certain people are you referring to? The Latins, Dane. But who? Is that the Italians? No. It may not be. Is that the Spaniards? Who are you referring to? Break that thing down for me now. If you're talking about the Spaniards alone, then what about the people that were surrounding it that also spoke that Latin? What, like Romans? Right? That was before Italy came. Italy came. The Dutch, Netherlands. Okay, wait a minute. So, all right. I'm not trying to go too far back, but what language did the Phoenicians speak, for example? Tell me. Did they speak all of these languages out the blue? Yeah, the Romans, Dutch. Yeah. Hold up now. And look how they made the Spaniard look like they just came fresh out of Rome. Wait, because, okay, so they sharing the same culture, so they don't share the same language? Nah, they got a little twist to it. So who is Latin? Who? Who? Hiding it from you. They don't want you to know that you are the creator of this language and many other ones. You are the creator. You know who they give it to real quick? They give it to the Arabics. They give it to the Arabs quick. So you won't look into it. Yeah, but that's right. Them Anglo-Saxons, Anglo-Normans, them too. They do it too. But just think about that. If they were coming over here squatting, if they was coming over here squatting on these lands, what makes you think they had a stronghold over there in those lands? They didn't. So you mean to tell me that their language was agreed upon by the majority of their people? The state that is a prominent primary language of their territory? Somebody's lying. But no, they told y'all that the majority of our last names, surnames, came from over there. up. Wait a minute. That don't make sense. Noah Webster said that the majority of the English language, 95% of it was indigenous languages thrown together. How did slaves, runaway slaves from their countries of other continents, how do we adapt their last names? How do we adopt their last names? How? Well, slavery, Dane. Slavery. Really? This is what they want you to think? And then turn right around, you sharing the same. They took the last name of your ancestors so they could get your ancestors' land. Listen. God damn it.
Set it on fire.
They did that so they could take your ancestors' land, buildings they own, homes they own, and they squatted on those territories. And because, but this was, what they call it? What was the term? They called it abandoned. This was abandoned lands. Nobody lived here for 20 years. So all of a sudden, since you squatting on our ancestors' territory, you got right to it then? That's what happened. Look, this is exactly what happened. Claiming that it was vacant. Lying, they were lying. This whole time they've been lying. Took the land, straight up took it. Squatted on it, they ain't had nowhere to go. Because at first, before the squatting, before they were able to take the control of the lands, they had to create the paperwork in order for it to fit. You understand what I'm saying? Those that didn't want to submit, they were trying to give them religion. See how this all tied back up together? In order for them to submit to their higher power. They were trying to make themselves the higher authority. Those that didn't submit, they tried to give them religion. If they didn't accept their religion, they went to war. Those that survived, they were trying to do business with. Like, hey, can we please get down with y'all and, trade amongst the Mississippi River with y'all? We just trying to have our people over here survive, survive. We just going to bring a few more people over here. It's okay. We not going to bother y'all. Y'all can have your territory. Y'all can stay in Indian territory. You can stay in Indian country. You can stay in Indian territory. You can stay in Indian country. Look, I swear to God, look at the old maps. I wish I had one I could pull up right now that says Indian territory or Indian country. I'm talking about all of United States here. All of it. And they had a speck of it. Y'all can stay right there. We not gonna bother y'all. We just trying to bring more of our people in. That's all they were doing. Some of our ancestors ain't bother them. Those that did, they got rid of them. Especially when they was first coming over here. That's why it took them 100 years. 100 years after 100 years, they done lied to us about this and that. That's why it took them that long. But it's time now. It's time. It's time. I'm telling you. It's time.
It's up.
It's go time, Slim.
They ain't gonna have, their stronghold is getting weaker and weaker and weaker. By the minute, by the second, by the day, by the week, by the year, it's going down. It's going down. You know who else recognize it? They do. They do. They gonna lie and try to tell you, y'all, hold on, y'all, wait a minute. We losing the currency. We got to create another one. But meanwhile, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Banks are closing. What's his name? Brandon in their office messing it up. Brandon doing that. They got an agenda because you don't see no businesses going out of business. But for example, you don't see no NFL, NBA, NHL. You don't see no people not signing no contracts. What you mean we about to convert to some digital currency? Oh, everybody get worried. But how come y'all still signing contract after contract with people, still doing businesses with people, still got money flowing in the Treasury Department, printing it all because it ain't nothing but paper anyway? Well, yeah, the value of the dollar bill been zero years ago. What are we crying for? What they will really cry about is if all of our people stop accepting their money right here in America, stop accepting their money as our currency. Create our own. Remember I showed you, didn't they create their own? Franco-American Union created their own currency. It was already coins pre-existing. Matter of fact, I started this video off right here showing you the one that existed. Here you go. The first one minted, right? Allegedly, the first one minted, right? But they had theirs. They were able to create their own currency. That goes to show you that it ain't no rules and regulations stopping you from creating your own from top to bottom. Currency, business, government, buildings, agriculture, infrastructure, banks, having our own lands, houses, apartments, schools, church, whatever you want. Whatever you want. If you tired of what's going on, click the link in the description of this video. Join the 13% server. And I'm gonna say this again. People be giving me gripe about, well, we not 13%, but that's the whole point, y'all. I'm using that number against them. Against them. We are way more than 13%. Absolutely. But no. Hold on, no. Since they want to say 13, throw it in their face. Throw it in their face. If you really about change, click the link. You better start talking with our folks in there. Over 5,000 people in there already. We are 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, and ain't no way that community should not be at 500,000 right now. Let's get to work. We got things to do. What you could do, what you could bring to the table, state it. Everything is safe and secure in there. We got moderators in there as well. I got that thing on lock and key. Ain't nothing look, I see everybody that come in, everybody that come out. It's already a big screening process. You understand what I'm saying? People got to go through authentication process as well. I ain't playing no games with no infiltrators. None. You want to act all, ooh, yeah, I want to see what's going on. And so you can infiltrate, we got something for that ass.
Get out of my sight. Get out of my sight. Get out of my sight.
I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not. My people are going up because it is up. It's up. It's up. This is it right here. What you could bring to the table, state that. Oh yeah, we got them snipers. You already know. We got them too. But see, hold up. This is what I'm saying. Hold up. Because then you're gonna be, oh, he trying to cause a war. No. We gonna do it silently like how y'all did us. So don't worry about our next moves. You better be worried about yours. Don't worry about mine. You better get yours. No joke. None. Yeah, I'm smiling because it's all fun and games until that action happen. And I'm still gonna be smiling. You know why? Because we winning, baby. And can't near one of y'all infiltrated. Ain't near one of y'all gonna be able to stop us. We got everything on our side now. The people on our side now. Our ancestors been on our side. The creator been on our side. It's over with for y'all. So that's why I said it's only gonna take 13% of our own folks to get this done. Everybody else gonna follow suit. Mark my word. Because that's what we need for our people. If you wanna have meetings, state it in there. 13% community in the server, state it in there. What you think should happen, state it in there. Stories you wanna share, state it in there. Testimonies you wanna share, state it in there. Put it in there, that's what it's for. It's not just about connecting with me. Yes, you get to connect with me. Oh, wow, we connected with that. What's next? That's the point. The next steps. But we gonna have to do it all for this thing because we ain't about to show them our moves. We moving in silence. If you disagree with that, you can move silently off of this channel. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Those that became members, I love y'all. Those that donated, I love y'all. Those that watched, I love y'all. I love all of y'all. Even my haters, I love y'all too, because I know sooner or later, that's when you gonna submit. Good to go back to, you gonna submit later. You gonna see. You gonna see, because you seeing it now. That's why you over here. You seeing the changes happen now. Over there, don't call it a movement. Don't call, oh yeah, it's a movement, baby, because we moving. We moving. Shout out to y'all. Fire emojis in the chat, hearts in the chat, feathers in the chat, turtles in the chat, bow and arrows in the chat. This for y'all, baby. I love y'all.
Hey, they asking me what I be rapping for. I tell them I'm not like these rapping folk. I'm here to wake up my people with truth that's illegal, cause that's why they lacking, no. They are not amused that you gotta think, cause a lot of views watered down the sink. What they trying to do is to lie to you, disguise as news, bottled up to drink. This ain't about your low feelings, this about standing on your business, this about building our buildings and building a structure that benefit billions, Our infrastructure got a bigger budget, longevity, you think and cover. Birth in our own nations like they children, and we date America, a thicker mother. We be wildin' up a turtle wildin'. Them squatters had to stay in TVs. The revolution out on TVs. Shout out to all of my Nijis. Even Putin rushing just to be free. So it's time to finish what we really started. How did we build up America? Same way today, we are still the biggest artists. Don't allow them to tell you no different when all of the evidence right there in front of you. Look, the enemy banking off our people's ignorance. They making fun of you, cook. Word on the street, there's supremacy, we because in reality they shook. Judgment Day, we be throwing more than books. Okay then.
Woo! Hey. Cause in reality they shook. I love y'all. Y'all take care, have a good evening. I'ma see y'all next time. Wado.
I'm just here to make you think.